Hello, this is Paul. Welcome to Loose Boot Woodworking.
Hey guys, this is Paul with Loose Boot Woodworking. Today we are going to be building a Christmas tree. Matter of fact, I'd like to build several of these Christmas trees. Today we're going to start with our first one. I've already ripped down one of these fence pickets, and I'm going to go ahead and rip another one down right now. We're going to rip these down to 2.5 inches wide. Then we're going to do a little sanding just to get the little bit of roughness off the top. And then we'll go to the chop saw. We'll do a little cutting at certain angles, and I'll give you those angles here in a little bit, and we'll go ahead and put them together. So for right now, let's go ahead and start up the table saw and get some cutting done.
All right, make sure to get your PPE on. Hearing protection, eye protection, especially when we're dealing with fine particles, you need to make sure you're wearing a mask of some sort. Dust collection on. Saw on. Good. All right.
For those of you who don't know, fence pickets are generally 5.5 inches wide. So fence to 5 1/4 inches first. Cut off that first edge. Then I went to 2.5 inches because I wanted to put the fresh cut end up against the fence, so it's a nice smooth cut to that first 2.5 inches. Clean that edge. So that's cleaning up the boards. We're going to do a little bit of sanding here in a second, and then we'll go over to the chop saw. So let's get to sanding. On second thought, who wants to watch sanding? Just disregard that. I'll meet you at the chop saw. All right, we're here at the miter saw, chop saw, as some people call it. I call it the chop saw all the time because that's what I do with it. Chop, chop, chop. Anyway, I've got my boards. Going to start doing my measurements first. I've got a board that I have to cut at 22 degrees on both ends, and it's going to be 15 5/8 long point to long point. So what we'll do first is we'll set our saw. Oh, my glasses. Where are my glasses? I'm blind without my glasses. Ooh, now I can see. So as we discussed before, I've got some positive stops on my miter saw, my chop saw. I've got 45. We had that 31.6 degree. I've got a 22.5 degree, which is where we're going to go next. And in case you want a cut list, there's the cut list. I've got one 15 5/8, going to be 22.5 degrees on each side. I've got one. So we're going to start off with 22.5 degrees. All right, we'll bring this board over here. We'll turn our dust collection on, and at this point, my cameraman, I have a cameraman now.
Hello!
My cameraman, he'll try to follow along as best he can, but I'm going to go ahead and cut all of the 22.5 degrees first. So I've got one at 15 5/8. I've got 5 at 10, and then I'll get into my boards that have 22.5 and 45. So we'll start off with all the 22.5 first. All right, here we go. Dust collection. gets all our cuts. We've got the 15 and 5/8. We've got our 10 and 11 with 22 and a half on one side and 45 on the other. And then we've got 5 more at 22 and a half. Let's go to do some assembly at the table down, and we'll start to assemble.
Now my dad is gonna blow the dust off that table. With a leaf blower.
Sometimes you just gotta clean up real quick.
What happened? Sorry about this blooper.
We're getting ready to assemble this Christmas tree. So I've got my 5 boards that are 10 inches long with 22 and a half degree cuts on them. I've got my 11 inch and 10 inch board with the 22 and a half and 45 on either side of that. And then I've got my 15 and 5/8 board with 22 and a half on each side. So what I'm going to do is we're going to assemble the top first, and we'll take the longest board, and what we'll do is we'll join up the short board right below the long board at that 40, where that 45 meets, okay? And so that's going to allow these to kind of marry up at the same height down at the bottom. So I'll go ahead and glue these, and I'm going to use Titebond 3 because this is fence pickets. These are outdoor wood, so it's not the cedar, but it's the treated fence pickets. And wouldn't you know it? My glue has clogged up. Sure enough. Ooh, I got the nasty. All right, let me see if I can get this unclogged. Unclog my glue. Huh? How do I unclog that thing? I don't have any toothpicks in here. I do really thin pieces of wood. Even thinner.
Scrap wood all around is sure handy.
No doubt. Scrap wood challenge. Oh, I think I have enough scrap wood to do my own scrap wood challenge for sure. This is going to be a blooper. Man, I can't get this glue out of here.
While my dad fixes the glue problem, I'll tell a joke. Dragons have the saddest birthdays. They can never blow out the candle.
Okay, we're back. GlueBot is
Fixed, unclogged.
fixed. I think it's unclogged, so we can squeeze some glue out here. And again, I'm using the Titebond 3 stuff that's good for outdoors. Kind of goopy, kind of gloopy. Haven't used it in a while, so that's probably why it's not reacting very nicely. So, what'd you think about my son's joke, guys? That was his own joke. Can you believe it? Little comedian. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to join these two together, right like that. Drive a brad nail from the top here, angle. So we're just going to move this right around. We're going to drive that brad right through there. Okay. That should hold it. Should hold it in very nicely. Now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to kind of measure out, because I think this is going to be a pretty tall tree. I've not made one of these. I just saw Tim on Newcraft Woodworking, Newcraft Woodworking. He's out of Texas. He's a good guy. But I saw him do this tree and I thought it was a really cool design. So thought we would go ahead and put one out ourselves. And so thanks, Tim. I appreciate the good build there. That was a great build. And I'm trying to mimic it, but it looks like I've overshot my I've got an extra board somehow. Weird. But anyway. All right. So I think he comes up like right at the top of this. So yeah, there we go. These overlap a lot more than I thought they would. So they overlap. So this actually goes right down to the bottom. Now this could be for a base. That could be what we do. We use that for a base, or maybe even perhaps it. I mean, I know this is a thin piece. You could do a half lap and half lap that, and cross them like this, to use as a base for more stability if you wanted to do that. But I think this is going to be sufficient right here, and it shouldn't be too tippy actually. So that's how it's going to attach. We're going to go ahead and glue and nail these here first, and then we'll come in and we'll glue and nail those. So that's the way it's going to look. And after I get all this glued up, we'll show you what the final product looks like. All right. Well, guys, it looks like the cameraman has left the building. My wife and daughter just got back from being in town. I think they went to the store, and when she started sharing some things that she got, he disappeared. So anyway, we were able to finish up the Christmas tree, and it is a little taller than I thought it was going to be, but that's good. That's really good. I think that I'm going to make several of these. Probably paint some like white, some red, some green. Maybe get some lights and put them on there. Probably going to have these on Marketplace because I think are going to sell, especially coming into the holiday season. So anyway, thanks so much for stopping by today. It's been fun. It was great having a little cameraman there with helping me out, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Like and subscribe, and I'm going to go ahead and put this down, do a little glamour shots for you. All right? You take care, guys. Catch you on the next one. Bye. Son is on top of the door
table.
The door table.
Yeah, this blooper is kind of long.
Bread there. Take care, guys. We'll see all love. Can't lock that in. I mean, don't have to lock in. It's a positive stop, but I'm gonna lock it in. Makeshift outfeed table at this point.